Welcome back. And here we are. We are going to acosar. We're going to harass Blanca with questions about China. We're going to become, you and me, and my friend Corey, we're going to become experts in China in only 25 minutes today. So today, vamos a matar dos pájaros un tiro. We're going to kill two birds with one stone. In the English-speaking countries, we're more primitive. We still use stones to kill birds, okay? But we're going to kill two birds with one stone. We're going to listen to the English language being used dynamically, the structure in dynamic use, and at the same time, we are going to become experts on China. Okay, now, she's planning to go, Corey, Blanca's planning to go to China next May. Ask her how many days she's going to be there.
How many days are you going to be there?
We are planning to be there at least...
For at least?
For at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, and ask her if she's going to visit Peking.
Are you going to visit Peking?
This will be our first stop.
Ask her what the Chinese pronunciation is of that city.
What is the Chinese pronunciation of that city?
Beijing.
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 Con P, más que con B.
Beijing.
Beijing, okay. And ask her what Beijing stands for.
What does Beijing stand for?
Beijing, I don't know why they call Beijing. Bei is north.
All right.
Jing is city.
Okay, in Ciudad del Norte, North City.
But it's this not city really. The Jing is an ancient word.
It's an ancient word for city, for population, conglomeration of people, community or something. All right, ask her if she has ever been to Beijing.
Have you ever been to Beijing?
When I was only 6 years old.
Ah, really?
Yes.
Ask her how many times she has gone back to China since she came to Spain when she was 12.
How many times have you gone back to China since you came to Spain when you were 12?
Maybe 10 times.
And ask her why she hasn't gone to Beijing in those 10 times.
Why haven't you gone to Beijing in those 10 times?
I haven't had the opportunity.
All right, good. Ask her if she's planning to go there next May.
Are you planning to go there next May?
Yes. This is our first stop.
Ask her if her husband is Chinese.
Is your husband Chinese?
Absolutely.
Your husband could be Scottish or Mexican.
He's Chinese.
All right. Maybe she refuses to marry anybody who's not Chinese, but ask her if her husband came to Spain before she did.
Did your husband come to Spain before you did?
No, he didn't.
Ask her how old her husband was when he came to Spain.
How old was your husband when he came to Spain?
He was 24 years old.
24?
Yes.
Okay, ask her if he spoke Spanish before coming.
Did he speak Spanish before coming?
No, he didn't.
Ask her if he learned Spanish well once he was here.
Did he learn Spanish well once he was here?
No, he didn't.
Ask her how long it took him to learn Spanish. Ask her if he knows Spanish well.
Did your husband know Spanish well?
He can get by.
He can get by.
He can get by.
Ask her how long her husband has been in Spain.
How long has your husband been in Spain?
He came here in 1988.
So he's been here for almost 20 years.
Yes.
And he still doesn't speak Spanish well enough, in your opinion?
In my opinion, not well enough.
Ask her if her husband needs Spanish for his job.
Does your husband need Spanish for his job?
Yes, he does.
Ask her if he uses it every day.
Does he use it every day?
Yes, he does.
Ask her if he understands the Madrid people.
Does he understand the Madrid people?
Yes, he does.
Ask her if he can communicate okay.
Can he communicate okay?
Yes, he can.
Good, okay. Ask her if he's a hard worker.
Is your husband a hard worker?
Yes, he is.
All right, ask her if he likes living in Spain.
Does he like living in Spain?
He prefers China.
China. He prefers China. And ask her if they're thinking about going back to live.
Are you thinking about going back to China to live?
He told me this yesterday.
Oh, wow. Ask her if she would like to go back.
Would you like to go back to China?
I think maybe when I retired.
When you, ¿cómo?
Maybe when I retire.
Good. Repeat. Maybe?
Maybe when I retire.
Retire. Okay. Ask her if she's planning to retire in the next 5 years.
Are you planning to retire in the next 5 years?
I hope so.
But you're very young. Does she look old
How
enough
do you
to
say?
retire?
I wish I could.
Oh, I wish I could.
I wish I could.
Ojalá pudiera.
Yes.
I wish I could.
Yes.
Ask her if
And
she has
I'm
enough
going
money
to-
Shh, quiet. Ask her. Calla. Yeah. Okay?
Okay.
Ask her if she has enough money to retire now.
Do you have enough money to retire now?
I wish I have.
Had.
I wish I had.
All right. Ask her if she's saving up for retirement.
Are you saving up for retirement?
I have no opportunity
To save.
to save.
Okay.
To save.
To save.
To save.
All right. But ask her where she would live in China if she went back.
Where would you live in China if you went back?
I would live in my hometown.
Winzhou.
Yes.
All right. And ask her if she's planning to visit her brother in Hong Kong next May.
Are you planning to visit your brother in Hong Kong next May?
But we haven't enough time to pass through Hong Kong.
Ask her if they're going to rent a car.
Are you going to rent a car?
No, we are not.
Okay, ask her if the distances are too long.
It's too long.
Too far?
Too far.
Okay, too much. It's too long. The distance
Yes.
is there. All right. Now, ask her if she will, well, her husband wants to go back, okay? And ask her if they had an argument last night.
Did you have an argument last night?
No, we don't.
Last night.
We didn't have argument.
An argument.
An argument last night.
Ask her if they have arguments often.
Do you have arguments often?
No, we don't.
Ask her if Chinese couples have arguments.
Do Chinese couples have arguments?
Some of them.
Some of them. Ask me if I have arguments with my wife every day.
Do you have an argument? Do you have arguments with your wife
Every day?
every day?
No, I don't. Ask me how often I have an argument with my wife.
How often do you have an argument with your wife?
Never. Hardly ever.
Hardly ever.
Casi nunca, hardly ever. Ask Corey if she had an argument with her husband last night.
Did you have an argument with your husband last night?
No, I didn't.
All right. Ask her what time she got up this morning.
What time did you get up this morning?
I got up at 7:30.
Ask if her husband was still in bed when she got up.
Was your husband still in bed when you got up this morning?
Yes, he was.
Ask her if he was still in bed when she left home.
Was he still in bed when you left home?
Yes, he was.
Ask her if he's still in bed now.
Is he still in bed now?
I hope not.
Ask her if her husband works in a 9-to-5 job. Okay, a 9-to-5 job in English means un trabajo de 9 a 5. It means a normal desk job. Ask her if her husband works in a desk job.
Does your husband work in a desk job?
No, he doesn't.
Ask her if her husband has an interesting job.
Does your husband have an interesting an interesting job?
Good.
Yes.
Repeat, please.
Does your husband have an interesting job?
Yes, he does.
Ask her what he does.
What does he do?
He is a photographer for a newspaper.
He's a photographer. Ask her if he works for only one newspaper.
Does he work for only one newspaper?
Yes, he does.
All right, and ask her how long he's been working for that newspaper.
How long has he been working for this newspaper?
About 12 years, I believe.
Really, 12 years. Okay. Ask her if the newspaper is going well.
Is the newspaper going well?
Yes, it is.
Well?
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 Yes, it is.
Okay. Es curioso. Los orientales suelen usar la L en vez de la R.
Yeah.
Blanca is the opposite. Oriental people say un lío. ¿Sabes lo que es un lío?
Don't
un lío
say
es un
this,
corriente
please.
de agua que termina en el mar. All right.
Don't laughing at Chinese people.
No.
But you can laugh at Tejanos. Yeah, because we say, Blanca, yo estoy muy agradecido por tu presencia aquí. All right?
Okay.
So you can laugh at me.
No, but I'm not going to do that.
Ask her if she has ever laughed at me.
Have you ever laughed at Richard?
I don't dare.
I wouldn't dare.
I wouldn't dare.
No te atreverías. Ask Corey if she has ever laughed at me.
Have you ever laughed at him?
I wouldn't dare either.
Ask her if she has ever made fun of me behind my back.
Have you ever made fun of him behind his back?
No, I haven't.
Ask me if I've ever made fun of Blanca behind her back.
Have you ever made fun of Blanca behind her back?
No, I haven't. Ask me if I've ever made fun of Corey behind her back.
Have you ever made fun of?
Made fun.
Have you ever made fun of her behind her back?
No, I haven't. Burlarse de alguien, to make fun of somebody, okay? And ask me if I have ever made fun of the Chinese people.
Have you ever made fun of Chinese people?
Of the Chinese people?
Right now.
Pero de una forma cariñosa. It's affectionate way, okay? Ask me if I like the Chinese people.
Do you like Chinese people?
The people I know, yes. Every Chinese person I know I like.
Okay.
Ask me if I know a lot of Chinese people.
Do you know a lot of Chinese people?
No, not really. Ask Corey if she knows a lot of Chinese people.
Do you know a lot of Chinese people?
No, I don't.
Ask me how long I've known Blanca.
How long have you known Blanca?
I've known her about 3 years. Ask me what my first impression was of her when I met her.
What was your first impression of her when you met her?
The mysterious lady of Shanghai, all right? Ask me if my impression has changed.
Has your impression changed?
No, it hasn't. It's still the same.
It's still the same.
All right. Ask her if I consider her, ask me if I consider her a strong woman.
Do you consider her a strong woman?
I consider her probably the strongest woman I've met in my life, after my wife. My wife is a very strong woman, too. All right? Ask her if she has ever met my wife.
Have you ever met his wife?
Yes, I have.
Ask her if she considers my wife a strong person.
Do you consider his wife a strong person?
I don't know her enough.
Well enough.
I don't know her well enough.
Good. Now, ask Blanca if she works every day.
Do you work every day?
Until Saturday.
Including Saturday.
Including Saturday.
So she works 6 days a week. Ask her if she's getting a little tired of her job.
Are you getting a little tired of your job?
Speak up. I can't hear you.
Are you getting a little tired of your job?
Sometimes.
Ask her why she gets a little tired of her job.
Why do you get a little tired of your job?
Maybe always the same.
It's always the same. Ask her if she would like to find another job.
Would you like to find another job?
No, I wouldn't.
All right. And ask her how long she has been working in her current job.
How long have you been working in your current job?
For 13 years.
13. All right.
Yes.
Tell her to ask me how long I've been working in my current job.
Asking how long has he been working, how long he has been working in his current job.
All right, one more time.
Ask him how long. Ask him how long he has been working in his current job.
How long have you been working in your current job?
For 34 years. Tell her to ask me if I'm getting tired of it.
Ask him if he's getting tired of it.
Are you getting tired of it?
Of it.
Of it.
Of it. No, I'm not. Ask me why.
Why aren't you getting tired of it?
Because I am on a holy crusade. All right? Ask me what kind of holy crusade I am on.
What kind of holy crusade are you on?
I'm on the Cruzada, Santa Cruzada, the holy crusade to dotar de inglés a los españoles, to endow you with the English language. It'll descend upon you and remain with you. The English language, that's my job, that's my holy crusade, and I will continue doing it until the day I fall dead, Blanca. Ask me when I'm going to die.
When are you going to die?
Anytime now. But I have a trick to come back to life. Yeah, yeah. I have already prepared to come back. Tell Corey to ask me how I'm going to come back to life.
Ask him how he's going to
come back
to life.
To life.
To life.
How are you going to come back to life?
I'm going to have an open casket funeral. Okay? A funeral is, you know, the misa, okay, the funeral. And in the United States, often it's open casket. That means you can see the body. And so it's prepared. When I'm in the casket, a Spanish person is going to approach, and he's going to say, "The people is present." And that mistake makes me, I will come back to life. No, we have it's arranged to see if it really works. Because I can't imagine not reacting to that in a very visceral way, okay? So we'll try it, okay? No, I'll probably die sometime in the next 30 years, okay? Now tell her to ask me if my wife speaks English well.
Ask him if his wife speaks English well.
Does your wife speak English well?
Yes, she does. Ask me if she speaks better than Blanca.
Does she speak better than Blanca?
A little bit better. Ask me why.
Why? Why does she speak better than Blanca?
What does she want to know?
She wants to know why your wife speaks English better than I do.
All right. Because she has more experience with the language than you. Okay, she's been hearing the language for many years and speaking it for many years. Ask me if she knew English well when I met her.
Did she know English well when you met her?
Not really very well. All right. Ask me how old I was when I met her.
How old were you when you met her?
I was 24. In fact, I met her in November. I turned 24. All right. Ask me how old I was when I married her.
How old were you when you married her?
I had just turned 26. I was 26 when I married her. Ask me how old she was when I married her.
How old was she when you married her?
She was 23. Ask Blanca how old she was when she got married.
How old were you when you got married?
I was 22.
22?
Yes.
Okay. Ask her how old her husband was when they got married.
How old was your husband when you got married?
He was 26.
Good. Ask her if they got married in Spain.
Did you get married in Spain?
We got married in Spain and we did 2 celebrations.
Okay, like Corey. One in Spain and one in China. Ask her where she was living when she got married.
Where were you living when you got married?
I was living in Madrid.
Ask her if she met her husband in Madrid.
Did you meet your husband in Madrid?
No, I met him in my hometown.
Okay, and ask her if she met him at a party.
Did you meet him at a party?
No, I didn't.
Ask her how she met him.
How did you meet him?
I met him in a trip.
On a trip.
On a trip.
Ask her where she was going.
Where were you going on your trip?
I was visiting the countryside of my hometown.
All right. Okay. And ask her if he was on the same excursion.
Was your husband on the same excursion?
Yes, he was.
Or was he the monitor or the supervisor? He was simply a tourist.
Yes.
He was a tourist. Okay. And ask her if they started going out during the trip.
Did you start going out during the trip?
We were a lot of people together.
Okay, but okay, fine. But ask her how long the trip lasted.
How long did the trip last?
3 days.
For 3 days. It was very short. Ask him if he came to Spain immediately.
Did you come to Spain? Did he come to Spain immediately?
No, he came here after 1 year.
After 1 year. Ask her if she went back to see him in China during that year.
Did you go back to see him in China during that year?
No, I didn't.
That's interesting. Ask her if they met on a 3-day excursion to the countryside around her hometown, Winzhou, right? Ask her what the population of her hometown is.
What is the population of your hometown?
You told me 5 million?
5 million people. That's a big hometown.
It's not a hometown, it's a home city.
Yeah, that's true. It's a hometown from where you're from. That's bigger than Madrid. Is Winzhou bigger than Madrid?
No, it's not.
Well, Madrid is 4 million. Madrid, the city limits of Madrid.
It's not bigger than Madrid.
But okay, well, another day we'll look. Okay, now, the excursion, for 3 days you met your husband, you went back to Winzhou, to your hometown, and ask her how much longer she stayed there before coming back to Spain.
How much longer did you stay there before coming back to Spain?
1 week, 2 weeks?
For 1 week, for 1 or 2 weeks.
I don't remember.
And then you stayed in touch?
Yes.
Ask her if they stayed in touch by email.
Did you stay in touch via email or by email?
No, by mail.
By mail. Ask her why they didn't use email.
Why didn't you use email?
At that time, we don't have email. We didn't have email.
All right, so you by normal mail. All right. And so he came 1 year later. Ask her if he came 1 year later to stay.
Did your husband come 1 year later to stay?
Yes, he did.
All right. Ask her if they got married after that year.
Did you get married after that year?
No, we got married 2 years after.
2 years later.
2 years later.
Ask her if he lived in Spain for those 2 years.
Did your husband live in Spain for those 2 years?
Yes, he did.
Ask her if they worked together during that time.
Did you work together during that time?
Yes, we did.
All right. Ask her if they still work together.
Do you still work together?
Yes, we did. We do.
Yes, we do. All right. Ask her if she enjoys working with her husband.
Do you enjoy working with your husband?
Yes, I do.
Ask her if he's an intelligent man.
Is your husband an intelligent man?
More intelligent than I am.
Really?
Yes.
That's not very easy. Okay. Ask her if he's a hard worker.
Is your husband a hard worker?
Yes, he is.
All right. Ask her if he travels a lot in his job.
Does he travel a lot in his job?
Yes, he does.
Ask her if he usually travels in Spain.
Does your husband usually travel in Spain?
No, he doesn't.
Ask her if he usually travels around Europe.
Does he usually travel around Europe?
No, he doesn't.
Ask her if he usually travels around China.
Does your husband usually travel around China?
Yes, he does.
Ask her if he likes to travel in China.
Does your husband like to travel in China?
Yes, he does.
Ask her if he is away many days every year.
Is your husband away many days every year?
Yes, he does.
Repeat.
Yes, he is.
Nevertheless, repeat.
Is your husband away many days every year?
Well, not many days.
All right. Okay, good. So you work together. Ask her if her children help them in their work.
Do your children help you in your work?
No, they don't.
Ask her if her children are as industrious as their parents.
Are your children as industrious as their parents?
I wish they were.
I wish they were, significa que no lo es.
No, they are not.
Ojalá lo fueran. O espero que lo sean.
But they are not.
Okay, maybe in the future, don't worry. You're upbringing and your education is different, okay? Okay, I'm sure they'll do well. All right. Ask me if I have met her children.
Have you met her children?
Yes, I have. Ask me how many times I have seen them.
How many times have you seen them?
Only once, I believe.
Yes.
How many times?
Just
Ask me what
once.
my impression was.
What was your impression?
Well, that was very good. It was very good. Ask me where I met them.
Where did you meet them?
In a cafeteria, a coffee shop.
Okay.
All right. Ask me what we were doing in that coffee shop.
What were you doing in a coffee shop?
I don't remember, but I think to meet your boys about English, something to help the children with English, perhaps.
Yes.
Okay, so, Blanca, ask Corey if she would like to come back to this program.
Would you like to come back to this program?
Yes, I would.
Ask her if she needs to improve her English.
Do you need to improve your English? No, you are not. No, you don't.
Do you need to improve your English?
I don't think so, but
All right.
it's up for debate.
No, she needs to improve certain aspects of her English. Like I need to improve certain aspects of my English in order to speak better, person to person, interpersonal communication, public speaking. You always need to improve because it's not easy to be persuasive and to have a good speaking style in such a way that people listen to you and enjoy listening to you. Okay, it's very important to speak well, even in your own language. If a person can become good in their own language, then it's easier to speak better in a second language. All right. Now, ask me if I'm planning to invite her back.
Are you planning to invite her back?
I'm not sure. Ask me why I'm not sure yet.
Why aren't you sure yet?
Because usually I don't invite native people to this program. Ask me why I invited her today.
Why do you invite her today? Why did you invite her today?
Because I had an extra place. Ask me if she knew yesterday that she was coming here today.
Did she know yesterday that she was coming?
No, she didn't. Ask me when she found out.
When did she find out?
I think she found out about 3 hours ago. Ask me who told her.
Who told her?
I think my daughter did. Ask me if my daughter knows her.
Does your daughter know her?
Yes, she does. Ask me why.
Why does she know her?
Because they work together. All right, they work near each other. Ask me how far my daughter's desk is from hers.
How far is your daughter's desk from hers?
Good. One more time. Está muy bien.
How far is your daughter's desk from hers?
I think it's about 2 meters from hers, or 3 meters, okay? Ask me if they work together.
And do they work together?
Sometimes they work together. Ask me if I work a lot with Corey.
Do you work a lot with Corey?
Not too often, but we work together on certain projects. Ask me how long I've known her.
How long have you known her?
I think I've known her for about 2 years, okay? And ask me what my first impression was when I met her.
What was your first impression when you met her?
I thought she was a typical Texas girl, okay? Ask me where she's from in Texas.
Where is she from, Texas? Where is she from in Texas?
From tiene un M al final.
Where is she from in Texas?
Okay, from in Texas. I think she's from a town called Georgetown. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Ask her if she was born in Georgetown, Pueblo de Jorge.
Were you born in Georgetown?
No, I wasn't.
Ask her where she was born.
Where were you born?
I was born in Temple, Texas.
Temple. Temple. Okay, temple. Okay, ask me what temple means in English.
What temple? What does temple mean in what?
In English.
In English.
Temple has 2 meanings. All right, 2 different meanings. Ask Corey what the 2 meanings are.
What are 2 meanings?
The 2 meanings.
What are the 2 meanings?
Of temple.
Yeah.
One of them is a place of worship.
A place of worship, like a church.
Okay.
El templo de Debod, the Egyptian temple. And
then your temple is right here.
yeah, this part of your head, la sien.
La sien.
Okay. Ask me how much time we have left.
How much time do we have left?
We have less than a minute, so we're going to have to finish. It's been a real pleasure, Blanca, having
Thank you very much.
The class is over. The time is up. We have to say goodbye. Thank you, Corey, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'll bring you back another day.
I hope so.
If you're free, available, and willing.
I hope so. Always willing.
And Blanca, do you think I should bring her back?
I think you should.
But she's perfect. Doña Perfecta. She makes 1 mistake per 30 minutes.
No.
Would you like to come back?
Of course I would like.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, would you like to come back? Well, if you'd like to come back, I'll be back in 4 or 5 minutes for another segment of Vaughan and Vivo. In the meantime, mientras tanto, in the meantime, even if it's 5 minutes, study some English. So when you come back after 5 minutes, you'll be fresh, okay? Take care. See you in a moment.